Hello, good evening, everyone. Hopefully, you're all enjoying a lovely start to the week, uh, even though winter is, I guess, apparently rearing its snowy head today. Welcome to the 2025 edition of Vinequity's annual town hall. For those of you who are joining us for the very first time ever, my name is Debbie Shang. I'm one of the co-founders of Vinequity. I'll introduce my colleagues, fellow co-founders shortly. This is our annual virtual get-together that basically takes the place of annual reporting for a nonprofit organization such as ours, where we like to share our wins, our current projects, and other aspirations for the year ahead. So really appreciate you joining us. This live stream will be approximately, I want to say maybe 30 to 40 minutes, and there will be time at the end of this town hall to answer some questions. So if you do have any questions that you'd like to ask of the group at Vinequity, please feel free to type it into the chat box, and we'll forward these questions for answering at the end of this webinar. So without further ado, would like to kick off, of course, with a land acknowledgement. So while we may join from different locations, we would like to acknowledge that Vinequity operates on the traditional territories of the Wendat, Shinnebec Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Mississaugas of the New Credit First Nations, and the Métis Nation. We're all treaty people, including those who have come as settlers and migrants in this and generations past. We would also like to acknowledge those of us brought to these lands involuntarily, particularly those of African origin and descent as a result of the transatlantic slave trade. So a little bit about Vinequity. We started basically as a humble group of 7 women of color working across multiple channels and sectors of the beverage industry here in Canada. And we decided to conceive of Vinequity shortly after George Floyd was killed in the summer of 2020, after realizing that, I think the time had come for us to try and pave the way for other people looking like us to face less barriers and experience more success and more leadership opportunities in this really exciting, invigorating industry. So again, currently it's we have 7 co-founders that have been in the group since 2020. And we have really great news to announce this year in 2025 that we recently welcomed 3 new board members joining us to just add more talent and more amazing capabilities to our toolbox. But first, I guess I'd like to introduce, in no particular order, just us 7 co-founders. We have Beverly Crandon from Toronto, Ontario, myself, Nabila Raji, also from Toronto, Ontario, Carrie Rao from Prince Edward County, Ontario, Dr. Nupur Gogia, also in Toronto, Ontario, Olivia Siu from Toronto, Ontario, and Chanel Vines from Toronto, Ontario. I'd like to, I guess, officially welcome in Vinequity board capacity our 3 newest members of the Vinequity board. If we go to the next slide. We have Adrian Whitten, Amanda Pereira, and Louis Wu. I'll have each of them introduce themselves separately. First of all, I'll read the intro for Adrian, as she came down with a nasty virus this week and is unable to join us. Adrian comes from a social work background, but made the change to the wine industry over 10 years ago. She brings her knowledge of diversity and social justice to the world and community of wine, and she's very excited to join the Vinequity Board of Directors to help further its impactful and important work. So we're really pleased to have Adrian. I would now like to pass on the screen and mic to my colleague Amanda to introduce herself.
Hey everyone, I'm Amanda. I am a beverage producer here in Ontario, and I'm currently working at Rebel Cider in Guelph. I first discovered Vinequity back in 2021 after working in the wine and hospitality industry for a little bit and really feeling like there wasn't a community for me. I started with Vinequity as a mentorship recipient and then realized I had to dedicate my time to them, and I joined as a volunteer. Last year, I was able to help run the Grapes and Growth program. And that was like a super exciting part of my year. And I'm now really thrilled to be on the board officially and continue to work on our partnerships. Back to you, Debbie.
Thank you, Amanda. Appreciate it. Next, I'd like to welcome or have Louis Wu introduce himself to our town hall.
Hi, everyone. My name is Louis Wu, and I'm glad to be a new member of the Vinequity team. So although my background is not within the wine industry traditionally, my love of wine led me to complete my WSET diploma in 2024. And I was looking for ways to stay involved in the wine community. And it started off with doing some teaching and wine classes at George Brown. But more recently, the opportunity to join Vinequity board arose. And I found a way to give back to the wine community that has honestly treated me so well as someone who came from the outside. During my schooling, I met several classmates and friends who had benefited from the support, such as funding and mentorship, demonstrating really the positive effects that Vinequity can achieve. Personally, I'm a big believer in opening doors and providing opportunities. And I think Vinequity is uniquely focused on elevating the BIPOC community in the world of wine, which really should be as diverse as the range of wines that we taste every day. So I hope that you're as excited as I am to be here to support Vinequity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you both for making time to introduce yourselves. It's really, I think for me and probably on behalf of our fellow co-founders as well, just really inspiring and motivating and empowering to A, welcome new talent, and B, see that, basically see our message carried out just in terms of being able to expand our board, particularly with people who have benefited from programming, but of course, just echoing really our core purpose of inclusion and just expanding community and that kind of thing. So this is something that we'd like to continue in future years. If you're listening to this live stream and have interest in making a difference in the local beverage community that you work in Canada and feel compelled to work with Vinequity, please don't hesitate to reach out. We would love to hear from you. We'll have contact information available at the end of the live stream, as well as we're highly reachable on socials as well. So please don't hesitate to reach out. A little bit of formal background information about Vinequity for those who are joining us for the first time. As mentioned, we were founded in 2020, again, just a few weeks after George Floyd was killed, and we just really felt compelled to, formalize, a group where we could carry out a mission of just greater inclusion and representation of diversity in this sector in Canada. We are a fully national Canadian not-for-profit. If you choose to support Vinequity financially, we do have ways of giving you tax-deductible receipts. So we will share with you some ways that you can donate and support with us at the end of this live stream. So hang on tight for that. We are 100% volunteer run. Vinequity is fully managed and operated by our team of co-founders, now expanded to a few more people. Every summer, we also do have the privilege of being supported by Economic and Social Development Canada with a Canada Summer Job Grant. So we do get a little bit of assistance during the summer weeks, but again, Vinequity is 100% volunteer run, so all your support means a really big difference to our organization. And being national, we have members of the community from coast to coast, based in Nova Scotia, Ontario, Quebec, in the prairies, Manitoba, Alberta, and BC. We are really big on supporting everyone wherever they're at. So if you are listening to this and you would like to, have a piece of representation on the Vinequity website and be part of the, our online community, please feel free to create a profile for yourself on the Vinequity website. It's free and easy to do to generate your own digital profile, and then you'll be logged into the Vinequity directory where people and hopefully potential employers will be able to find you and a little bit of information about your background. Currently, this community sits at about 250 plus members, and that represents over 80% growth in the last 5 years since inception. So we've really seen the need for representation increase in demand over the years. Of course, people like myself and my colleagues have been in this world for a long time, and we're just really excited and pleased to see these numbers continue to increase year over year. So again, if you're not part of Vinequity, sign up because we have resources for you too. Next, speaking of resources to support people in the community, wanted to kick off our town hall, of course, by talking a little bit about our programming. And who better to speak to our programming than someone who's actually experienced several levels of our programming. So I'd like to introduce my friend and Vinequity alumni, sommelier Felipe Avendaño. Felipe is currently the head sommelier at Jacob's Steakhouse in Toronto, Ontario, and he's someone who has experienced a few of Vinequity's resources. So without further ado, Felipe, I'll invite you to come on screen for a couple minutes to talk about your experience with Vinequity.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm Felipe. I'm sommelier from Chile. I moved to Toronto in 2020. So Vinequity was big support because I received a scholarship and a mentorship. In that moment, I have the mentorship with Jennifer Wetter. So changed my life. So it's a big support. Yeah, and I received a scholarship. I improve about French and Italian wine. So it's fundamental for my career. It's really I, I'm very supportive of me, help me to enter to the wine industry. So yeah, it's very big support. So yeah, that's about me. Actually, now I'm working Jacob Steakhouse. I'm the head sommelier. So honestly, Vinequity helped me a lot. So, that's it. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Felipe. It's been really inspiring to, see you get involved in the sommelier community here in Toronto since you moved here. Of course, I had the pleasure of visiting with you back when you were still living in Chile, and just to see you take on so many great wine positions in the world of fine dining here in Toronto, I think sets a really great example for what's possible in Canada, and of course, with a little help from Vinequity, and we're really proud to have supported you. So next, I'd like to invite Chanel to come onto the screen to speak a little bit about our scholarships that have been in operation for 5 years running. Chanel has been an amazing leader of this entire program, which is really the backbone of Vinequity's resources, and we have so many great wins to report. So I'll pass it over to Chanel to speak about that.
Thanks, Debbie. So over the past 5 years, Vinequity has awarded, and get this, 49 recipient scholarship. We're just shy of saying 50 in 5 years. So almost 50 stories of perseverance, purpose, and possibility. Each recipient comes to Vinequity with a rich story of their own life, and together they reflect the evolving face of our industry. I just wanted to pull two quotes from past applicants that I think really capture the power and purpose of this program. One person said that throughout my career, I felt the weight of needing to work twice as hard to prove my worth, not just in my roles, but in my education as well. And another wrote that this experience reinforced my belief in the power of stories, the places and people behind the wine, and the bridge between cultures, ideas, communities within our wine community. And I think these two programs reflect the strength of our program. Our scholarship is more than just a financial support. It's a source of strength for individuals, many of whom are working multiple jobs while pursuing their dreams. It's also a powerful movement within the wine industry as the global palette expands and diverse voices bring new depth, creativity, and meaning to the table. So we're extremely proud of all the people that we've been able to help with this scholarship program. And I saw that we were flicking through a few of the numbers a while ago. So just to go over that, in 2021, we awarded over 21,000. In 2022, we did over 27,000. In 2023, another 21,000 to 12 recipients. In 2024, 23,000 to 8 recipients. And in 2025, we did 22,000, just over 22,000 to 6 recipients. And one of the trends that we've been seeing is the growth over the years. So you will see 4 at tier 4, and the tier just reflects the level of education. And one of the things that we've seen is the increase amongst tier 2, tier 3 over the years as people have been able to grow and continue to grow in the industry. And that is great for us to see. So in total, we've awarded over $116,000 to 49 recipients across 5 years of achievement. And I think this really reflects the role Vinequity has carved out within the industry in Canada. And we're really excited and proud of these recipients. And today you're actually going to hear from one of these recipients. So I'm proud to introduce Prene, a Vinequity Scholarship recipient whose story embodies the spirit and curiosity and community that drives this program. Their dedication, real dedication to growth and representation reminds us of why it's important to continue to support the emerging voices in wine. So I'm going to ask Prene to introduce himself.
Hello everyone, I am Pranay. Originally, I'm from India, and I would say, like, after I submitted this introduction of mine, I was able to get a job because I started my WSET diploma with the help of the scholarship from Vinequity. So I got a job as a bar manager and sommelier at one of the golf clubs here in Mississauga. So I do in fact owe a lot to Vinequity, and they have not only helped me able to access WSET diploma, but kind of progress in my career as well. So yes, with the help of the scholarship, I started my WSET diploma at George Brown College, which I wanted to do for a long time. And however, it is like a really expensive diploma, as we all know. So with the financial help from Vinequity, it was significantly easy for me to start the diploma and start my journey for the WSET level 4. So that's my story here in Canada. And other than that, I did this gave me a little confidence, and I started my content creation journey on Instagram and like kind of share the knowledge that I have. But yes, Win Equity has been really helpful to me. That's all.
Thank you, and congratulations on your new role. We love to hear that. You can go to the next slide. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to Grape Witches, which was one of our donors, corporate donors this year. They gave $5,000 that was awarded to a wine professional that is pursuing Tier 4 education with a strong focus in innovation. And by partnering with Vinequity, Grape Witches has been able to expand their access, mentorship, and opportunity to BIPOC individuals across Canada. And we're hoping to see more great organizations partner with us this year. But thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chanel. Appreciate the update, and thank you, Pranay, for joining us as well. It's really awesome to hear your story, and amazing that you're enrolled in diploma. Awesome. So, of course, thanks to generous contributors like Grape Witches, which Chanel spoke to just a moment ago, the success of Vinequity really depends on some strategic partnerships that we've been very fortunate to forge over the years of inception. And just wanted to highlight a few of them just for your I guess, reference and knowledge. We always love to recognize some of the new partners that we connect with every year. Again, this is, oh, pardon me, sorry. Again, with strategic partnerships, again, they form really the backbone. Sometimes we're able to take on higher level scholarship candidates who are pursuing, a really advanced form of education with a little bit more financial support. Other times, we have some really amazing recurring donors from the community that just consistently do fundraising drives for us and send us support on a regular basis. These connections are so important to us. So again, if you are interested in being a supporter in either one of these ways, we have ways for you to get involved, and we'll be talking about that later towards the end of the live stream. The first strategic partner that we would like to acknowledge and feature this year is Wines of Argentina. And we have the Canadian Director of Wines of Argentina who has recorded a message for us as she was not able to attend this evening. However, she is someone that has been a big supporter of our message, and in fact we collaborated on an event just earlier today where we poured some fantastic wines from that country for a room full of sommeliers and liquor board buyers as well. So here's Liz's message.
Hello, Vinequity community. My name is Liz Lutza. I'm here today representing the Wines of Argentina. Congratulations on the occasion of your annual town hall. Wines of Argentina is a proud partner and supporter of Vinequity and all the work that the organization is doing to help make sure members of the BIPOC community, LGBTQI+ community, and including those who identify as disabled persons, are given better access and the ability to thrive and grow as leaders in the wine industry. Vinequity is a wonderful organization that is so important for community, for culture, and also for commerce. So we are really, really happy to be here, and we wish you all the best in the year ahead.
That was awesome. And yeah, as Liz pointed out, the commerce piece is really important, and partners like Wines of Argentina really understand that, within the BIPOC community, we represent such a huge population of people in Canada who need to feel seen and heard as consumers. We have quite a significant number of us here, and we have a lot of purchasing power. And quite truly speaking, if you look at some of the demographic facts of Canada, we are really what's going to be driving, the future of premium and luxury sales, if not within mainstream products as well. So thanks to partners like Liz, we're making some, broad strides forward, with our wine events and with the resources that we're able to provide to our community. Other partners that we would like to recognize this year for getting involved with us, besides Grape Witches, besides Wines of Argentina, we'd also like to thank Vin de Chablis. Vin de Chablis was so kind to, and Hopscotch Marketing was so kind to involve us in an exclusive masterclass event earlier this fall. 2 days of master classes, as well as many mini kits of Chablis wine were sent all across the country to deliver a virtual online workshop with a really acclaimed sommelier to understand the terroir and nature of Chablis, a style of wine that frankly isn't quite exposed to members of our community, but really should and is quite special. So big thanks to Hopscotch and Vin de Chablis for your partnership. We also want to recognize Simone Celario from Poderi Celario, as well as Sippin' Grape Juice. They were able to put on a fundraiser and a queer wine night on the patio of Grape Witches, incidentally, in support of Vinequity, where, a really amazing Italian aperitivo hour featuring queer and queer owned wineries was held in support of Vinequity, and funds were raised to go towards the scholarship program through this event as well. So grazie mille, Simone. Really appreciate your involvement with Vinequity. It means a lot. And last but not least, special thanks to Bovine Wine Club and Liberty Entertainment Group. This is a restaurant group based in Toronto that has given a lot of support to us over the years, but this year, most especially with a wine storage facility at Bovine Wine Club, where we've been able to not only host events such as the Wines of Argentina tasting, but also important business meetings, with our funders, with our supporters, and with the community. This is such a valuable resource for us, and we're very pleased to partner with you. So thank you so much to the entire team at Liberty for that. Next, I'd like to pass the mic over to my colleague, Amanda Pereira, to talk about something that she mentioned earlier during her intro. This was a brand new project that we embarked on last year, and I'll let Amanda speak to it.
Thanks, Debbie. So yeah, as part of our agro-diversity initiative, we ran what we called the Grapes and Growth program, which was a 5-day immersive wine camp, where we were in Prince Edward County as well as Niagara. And it really was like a camp. We all got together on a bus and traveled around for 5 days. But it was a really incredible experience. It brought together different BIPOC participants to learn, to connect, and to really just get some experience in the wine industry from people who are working in it. So the goal was to build some skills, build confidence, but most importantly, build community within the Ontario wine industry. So yeah, continuing on our objectives, the first one being education and skill development. So we really wanted to give participants hands-on winemaking and vineyard management experience. We also wanted to open up the door for networking. We wanted to create some real opportunities for people to meet and to get access to professionals who they otherwise can't always. And lastly, we really wanted to show that there is a wide range of voices in this industry, and that is what makes it special, stronger, and really important. It was a packed 5 days. We did workshops on different styles of winemaking. We covered red, white, rosé, and sparkling. We had dinners every night with different winemakers in attendance, as well as local growers. There was lectures from some really important people in the industry, as well as a wine salon or wine tasting experience, which allowed people to network and get to meet the producers firsthand. And then lastly, we drank a lot of wine. I think one of the participants took a photo, and there's like 100+ wines that we drank and got a chance to try, really showcasing what this region has to offer. And here they are, the first class of the Grapes and Growth program. And it really wasn't just about learning, as I mentioned, it really was about creating a space of belonging, of experience, and we're really proud to be able to open the doors for all of these different folks and continue to do it next year as well. And I believe we're going to pass it off to one of the Grapes and Growth participants. If you'd like to go ahead, Awo.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I got the opportunity a year ago to participate in the inaugural Grapes and Growth program. It was a fantastic week-long trip with memories to last a lifetime. Throughout the week, I had the opportunity to share the experience with 11 other participants, as well as those representing Vinequity. And since then, we've really become quite a friend group and network. We've been supporting one another's endeavors, casual hangs over a glass of wine, and we've been asking questions about wine-related opportunities around the city and across the country. This program for me really opened up that pathway of me pursuing an interest in wine, especially meeting other participants, and everyone had such diverse backgrounds. I realized that wine education is lifelong and that I could pursue niche subjects within wine. And thanks to Vinequity, I've been able to pursue that education because wine education is a privilege and it is quite expensive. So the opportunity to have Vinequity sort of bridge those financial barriers so that I could further pursue my wine education through the WSET program has been completely amazing, and I'm just so grateful to Vinequity. Thank you, guys.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Awo. Next, we'd like to introduce fellow Vinequity co-founder Carrie Rao and her colleague Christopher Thompson, who can speak a little bit to the Prince Edward County portion of Grapes and Growth Wine Camp.
Hi. Carrie, I don't know if you want to start or I can, but
you go for it, and I'll go after.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to say from the producer side, it was good. They were a wonderful group. Really nice to have everyone in. Very attentive, very keen to learn. And I think just echoing what Amanda said about bringing that community together. I think as a producer, it was great to be able to have the opportunity to, I suppose, leverage that privilege and see how we can widen the community and bring everybody along and sort of break down any barriers or gatekeeping that's there, and just make sure that everyone can come along for the ride and learn about wine.
Just having an issue here, trying to get my camera up. There we go. Hi, everyone. Yeah, so we were really excited. So Chris and I have moved on from the winery that we were at when we first did the Grapes and Growth Camp, but we're together again still. We're at a new winery. But what I think is really important about the Grapes and Growth program is that, you know, we spend so much time, you know, supporting wine education. It's really cool to see how wine starts, just that production side. I think it really kind of puts the message home about how much work goes into a bottle of wine and what the costs are, and being able to work in a winery and give access to that for the community has just been so rewarding for both of us. We're very passionate about this, so we hope to host more in the future at our new winery, Volta. And yeah, anything else to add?
No, that's pretty much it. Please,
Yeah.
everyone come back. Let's do it more.
Yeah, we would love to do more. It was great.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carrie and Chris. Really appreciate it. Next, I'd like to introduce Andrea Peters from Wines of Ontario. it goes without saying that, trying to do an agridiversity program in Ontario would not be possible without the generous support of groups like Wines of Ontario. So I'd like to invite Andrea just to speak a little bit to what this opportunity, presented for you guys. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. I'm Andrea from Wines of Ontario. We're the provincial marketing agent association representing Ontario's VQA wine industry. So from Prince Edward County to Niagara, Lake Erie, North Shore, and beyond in Ontario's emerging regions. And our job is really about building pride in local wine, connecting our wineries with trade, media, and consumers, and helping to tell the story of Ontario wine in a bigger, more meaningful way. So when we heard about the Grapes in Growth program, it just felt like something that we needed to be part of. And as the organization representing the country's largest wine producing region, we have both the reach and responsibility to help make the industry more inclusive. So we're very thankful to the Vinequity team for letting us play a small role in this amazing initiative. For us, getting involved was really about connection and helping to bring together passionate, talented wine professionals with the people and places shaping Ontario wine today. We really believe it's programs like this that help move the needle. The more inclusive our industry becomes, the richer it is, not just culturally, but creatively and economically. And when we open ourselves up to new voices, new experiences, and new perspectives, it changes the story we tell about Ontario wine and the people who see themselves in it. So we're super proud to have worked together with the Vinequity team on the Grapes and Growth program, and excited to see how the program and the people that it's bringing together continue to shape the future of Ontario wine. So thank you again for letting us play a small role in it.
Thank you, Andrea. Really appreciate what you have to say. And, it means a lot to us on behalf of Vinequity to, work with marketing boards such as yourself. We really look forward to working with you in future years. And I think it's really cool that Wines of Ontario is setting a great national example for partnerships that we hope to achieve with wine producing regions and other parts of Canada as well. So thank you again for, stepping up for our cause. And I look forward to many more years of partnership to come. On a bittersweet note, it really saddens me to report that, shortly after our very first Grapes and Growth wine camp, unfortunately, one of the most brilliant minds that presented to our wine camp recipients, Dr. Helen Fisher, passed away in the spring of this year. And this portion of the live stream is just a tribute to her immense talent, her huge brain for wine and for viticulture. We are so sorry to see her go. She's such an invaluable resource to the community, and our hearts and thoughts go out to Dr. Fisher's family. And thank you so much for being an indelible part of the Vinequity story. Last but not least, thank you so much to all of the supporters of the Grapes and Growth Volume 1, let's say, of Wine Camp. So, of course, Wines of Ontario, Prince Edward County Wine, Narai Cellars, Cave Spring, Flat Rock, Rose Hall Run, Claus and Chase, Pearl Morset, Meldville, Paradise Grapevine, Malivoire, and Light Hall Vineyards. Thank you all so much for being a part of our very first edition of Vinequity Wine Camp. Next, I'd like to introduce my colleague Nabila Rauji, fellow co-founder, to report on our financials to date and shed some light on our upcoming needs for the year 2026 and beyond. Over to you, Nabila.
Hey, everyone. Thank you for sticking with us so far. Just a few quick things to report on. So last year when we saw you at our Town Hall 2024, we shared that this year, 2025, would be both very exciting, but also very vulnerable for us as an organization. And that's very much proven true. With support from our donor network and a couple of key larger grants, we were able to expand our programming and take some important steps towards long-term sustainability. One large piece of that, of course, was our Grapes and Growth Camp. In terms of the background stuff that makes the organization work, we have moved over to a cloud-based accounting system and moved our banking from a smaller credit union over to RBC, which will help us manage our finances with more transparency as we continue to grow. Our administrative costs remain very similar to previous years. We're floating around $4,000 to kind of keep the lights on, if you will. That does not include the $7,000 that supported a part-time admin role with support from the Canada Youth Summer Jobs Program. Part of why the number is that way is because we insist on paying a living wage, so we pay above and beyond what the ESDC program accounts for in monetary support. As we look ahead, we are now entering the most vulnerable point for us. In order to continue any programming at all through 2026 and into the first half of 2027, we need to secure stable multi-year support. We realize that this is a challenging time to be asking for financial support, and we want to acknowledge that the vast majority of our support has always come from individuals, trade partners, and small businesses who are, so generous to carve out a small amount for us. Every single donation that we have received has mattered and goes into creating the impact that you guys have heard about tonight. We wanted to reframe our fundraising goals to reflect what sustainable support could look like at numbers that we think are really possible for even small to medium-sized organizations and businesses. We're looking for 50 business donors to donate $100 a month for a 3-year commitment. So that's a $1,200 annual donation. And we're asking for people to contribute that 3 years in a row. We're also looking for 100 individual donors to contribute $300 annually, which is just $25 a month. So these are, you can do this as a one-time contribution, or these can be done as small recurring quarterly donations. And any of the donations that are made through our charitable fund partner, the Veritas Giving Fund, will receive a charitable tax receipt. I have links through QR code and on the slide coming up for where you can donate. That'll take you to the donation forms directly, and you can choose whether to access the one for an individual single donation or to do a recurring contribution. Our hope is that you folks have heard from everyone tonight demonstrates the real and necessary impact of your support. And we hope that you'll encourage your workplaces, peers, and friends to consider supporting Vinequity as part of their charitable giving plan for this fall season and in through the next year. We really hope that we're able to keep moving forward. We all feel very strongly about the work that we do, and we hope that you're able to see the value of a wine industry and trade that looks like the rest of the world that we live in. Debbie, back over to you.
Thanks, Nabila. Appreciate it. So, in summary, what is next for Vinequity? We have a few, top line goals, as Nabila mentioned. I've got a couple QR codes to the right. I'll pull them up again just after the next slide to recap and close off here. We've been steadily working to improve the accessibility of our digital resources, including our website and social media. So this is something that we will continue into next year and beyond. If you are a subscriber to our email newsletter and or follow us on social media, you will soon see a holiday giving campaign, and hopefully the inspiring stories of the amazing wine professionals in the previous moments will inspire you to give some funds to Vinequity. Our greatest wish is for our programming and for these stories to continue to rewrite themselves in the lives of other worthy people. And it's only with your support that we can make this a reality. So, if you have a little extra room in your budget this holiday season, please consider giving to Vinequity. Again, we're looking for private individuals to donate $25 a month, or if you are a business owner to consider giving us $100 a month to support our programming for a few years. And that would really mean the world to us. And hopefully with the required funds, we will be able to put on edition 2 of Grapes and Growth Vinequity Wine Camp. So I'm just going to, of course, open up the live stream to address any questions wherever possible. So if there is a question on your mind, please don't hesitate to pop it into our chat box or in the questions. I will also actually at this time ask for the QR code slide to come back on, as well as all of our attending Vinequity board members to join me on screen to potentially answer any questions that come up.
That's come in just now. When are applications open for the 2026 scholarships? With a smiley face. I appreciate the smiley face.
Shanielle, would you like to potentially address that question?
Yeah, sure. We usually open the scholarship at the beginning of the year, and usually the deadline is around the end of Q1, early Q2. So that's you can start looking out around January.
Great, thank you. All of this, of course, we would love to be in the position of handing out scholarships over and over again, all of this being dependent on, of course, the available funds that we are able to gather from our supporter community. So we're all showing our faces online right now, of course, just in the hopes that you'll consider supporting us. I don't know if the QR code is visible on the screen as well, but again, your support is so needed. Per Nabila's comments, we are, reaching a certain point where, the next chapter of Vinequity really depends on our network. So we're really hoping to continue, our good work, expand the community, and just continue to, build space for people who look like us in this beverage industry.
I can just chip in. I'll mention that we'll make those donation links available as well through social media channels. It will be easy to find it. And if for any reason you can't find out how to donate, you can just shoot us an email or get a hold of us on Instagram, and we will make sure that we connect with you. And if you are listening and saying, I maybe don't have cash in order to support, but you maybe have some in-kind resources, we can also talk about creative ways to help bolster our funds that we're able to then give out to community through scholarship.
Another question, and then I'll bring up the the slide with the QR codes. Is there anything you'd like to see more from past scholarship recipients in terms of giving back?
Well, my mic's still on. I thank you for asking that question. And it's really appreciated that people feel empowered enough by programming to want to pass it on or pay it forward to a future person. I think the best way to help Vinequity succeed in future and continue on with our programming is to share A, that the programming is available, and B, to anyone that you feel might have the resources to support and contribute financially to our cause. Any and all network connections, so appreciated. We've made the method of donating this time so easy with just a couple of QR codes. A simple forward to your nearest and dearest would make a world of difference. So, small actions count. Do a post on your, social channels, around the time of the holidays, spread the word. Vinequity is grassroots at its core, and most of our biggest wins have come through word of mouth and through just the strength of community and connecting with people. We just hope to be able to do that in future years. So if you're able to help pass the good word on, then please do. We really appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. I think that was the last question that I saw in the chat box. If there's nothing else, of course, we're getting very close to the dinner hour, at least here in this time zone. On behalf of everyone at Vinequity, thank you so much for taking part in the 2025 Vinequity Town Hall. It was a pleasure to present our wins, our supporters, and our needs to you for the coming year. Really thank you. To check us out online, check out www.vinequity.ca. Find us on Instagram at vin.equity. And if you'd like to send us a direct note or ask more questions of us, or would like to find out more information, don't hesitate to reach out to us by email. It's info@vinequity.ca. So again, thanks so much and have a great evening. Cheers.